Welcome to the second module of Landscapes Design for Sustainability. Tips for incorporating native and xeriscape plants.
My name is Dave Petrosky, and I'm a registered landscape architect based in central Pennsylvania. This class will cover details on how to search and use plants in an Excel database that is integrated into AutoCAD, and assemble drought-tolerant plants to create a palette of plants in preparation for a landscape plan with AutoCAD. For this demonstration, we will use EasyPlant Landscape software and utilize the Excel spreadsheet for this program. The Excel is only used as a plant search tool to complement the AutoCAD program, but contains valuable sustainable plant and cultural information. To begin to prepare a drought-tolerant planting plan of any kind of planting plan, you must be able to know how to properly utilize the Excel spreadsheets. We will learn how to use this program, which can be an advantage if native plants, drought-tolerant plants, and green roof plants are needed to prepare a planting plan. Class handouts and downloads of this module are available from the AU website. Shown on your screen is an Excel spreadsheet with imperial units, which would be used and distributed throughout North America or anywhere where imperial measurements are used, as they typically are in the United States. There is also a specific perennial Excel spreadsheet with imperial units for North America. That is part of this program. Because most of the world outside the USA uses metric measurements, there is also a metric database of plants and perennials available as well. The metric Excel show the plant sizes and condition in metric units and the mature sizes. These spreadsheets contain a vast amount of plants, more than 4,000 total, and there is a varied cross-section of commonly used plants that are sold throughout the United States and Canada, or the UK and Australia, and contain plant sizes, conditions, and prices just as the plants are sold at a large variety of nurseries. The plants are listed in alphabetical order in accordance to their botanical name. The plants in this Excel database matches the plants in the CAD database and can be easily inserted into a planting plan by using the key name shown in the first column A. The nurseries are spread out across the USA, and there are more than 20 nurseries that covers all corners of the country, including tropical and subtropical plants sold in Miami area. The only difference between the CAD database and the Excel is that the Excel lists the plants by each nursery alphabetically, and they are not listed in nurseries in the CAD database, but just alphabetically. See the nursery key in gold in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, and each nursery has an abbreviation and shows in every row of every plant, so plants are easily located for each nursery with the nursery location, and the contact information is shown. Above the nursery legend is the nursery plant legend and region key, so plants that are native to particular regions can quickly be identified by both a color code and/or an abbreviation. The colors show up in an R column or region and the code for regional locations as shown in the native origin and remarks column. In the lower right corner of the gold nursery legend, you will see in white the drought-resistant plant key. This legend explains that all the plants that have an X that's shown in the native origin and remarks column, and the key defines the varying degrees of plants' resistance to drought. In the metric spreadsheet, there is a double asterisk and/or an X in the native origin columns to indicate the drought-tolerant species. Also, the varying regions or states in Australia are shown where a particular plant grows or doesn't grow. This information was obtained directly from horticultural personnel from the Australian nurseries. If the letters SP in parentheses is shown in the drought-tolerant key, this indicates that the plant species is drought-tolerant, but the cultivar of the listed plant may or may not be drought-tolerant in your region even though more times than not they will be tolerant, just as the species are. For these plants, I recommend that you contact your local horticultural specialist. To further describe each column headings, let's look at the first plant from the Angelica Nursery in Maryland. The plant abbreviated ABIF. Please note that the key names in column A are shortened abbreviations of the genus, species, and cultivar of every plant and are generally from 2 to 6 characters long. Each key name must be unique or different from all the other plants contained within the database. Also, it's important to know that these key names are displayed on the user's planting plans when the automatic labeling of the plants is performed during a design, as you will see in the following videos. The next column after the key name is the botanical name, or Abies fraseri, or balsam fir is the common name. The size and condition is just how each nursery sells them. The first remarks column typically displays if the plant is evergreen, deciduous, perennial, or palm tree. After the native origin, you see the R column for region, which displays the USDA hardiness zones of every plant. This is important cultural data to know while designing. The NUR, or nursery column, displays the nursery abbreviation for each nursery that we talked about earlier. The second remarks column give a brief cultural stat about each plant, like flower color or form. The height and spread indicates the mature height and spread of each plant, which is very important to know while designing. The mature spread of plants is often overlooked during the design phase and is a critical cultural statistic to be familiar with. The unit column displays the plant prices that came directly from the nursery for the plant of the displayed size. Plants and their sizes and prices often change, which is in this program is easy to edit and very customizable to suit each user's needs. Plants can easily be added to suit one's needs for sizes or prices. For the metric are plants in the database in the metric system that are taken directly from plant nurseries in the United Kingdom and Australia, so anyone that would use plants that grow in these parts of the world could utilize the program, even though the hardiness zones in the UK are generally in the 8 and 9 USDA hardiness zone range. We found that the plants in the database range primarily between 3 or 4 to zone 11, meaning much of the metric database of plants should grow in many of the European countries as well. Many of the Australian nursery plants could grow in areas primarily ranging from 7 to 11, could grow in countries like New Zealand or parts of Africa, among other areas. One of the most important features that users become familiar with is Control F feature. This is a very handy search command that finds words or parts of words within the spreadsheet and then highlights the words and quickly scrolls to that searched word. Let's try searching for MOCK, mock, as in mock orange plant. You can see that there are several plants. Just open up the Finder and click on the plant and it will take you to the right plant. The last feature I'd like to show you is the location of the green roof and vertical wall plants shown at the end of the spreadsheet. Let's pan to that. Many of the plants shown here were taken from an actual successfully grown green roof project located in northeastern United States. Note that these plants have the height and spread characteristics along with the drought tolerance of most of these plants in the spreadsheet. The information that I've spoken about in this video should be sufficient enough to understand the main function of the Excel spreadsheet. At this time, we will conclude this video. For the next operational video in operational sequence, please see the Preparing a Native and Drought Tolerant Planting Plan video next. Thank you very much.